Hi, everyone. I am Lorianne. I am that gal from Milton, Ontario, Canada, and I am with.
I am that guy. My name is Roy Miller. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
And we're really excited today to have Aaron with us. And Aaron, I actually met him on Facebook because he was doing, I don't know how many TikToks, and he made me laugh every morning when I went onto my Facebook. And with this time with COVID, it's always happy to have a part of you that you can laugh at. So the biggest thing was I first was interested in the fact why, and we're going to ask him these questions. Why did you start with TikTok? And then, of course, he also has his own brand, which we're going to be talking about as well. And he says cash flow is king. So we're going to understand more about that. So welcome, Aaron. How are you today?
Doing wonderful. Fantastic.
Good
So
deal.
Roy, you usually always start up with the first question.
Yeah. So, well, my question is number one, first, why TikTok, and then how did you get involved in TikTok?
Well, I know like about 2 years ago, I seen TikTok, a lot of advertisements on Facebook about TikTok, and I kept getting negativity from family members, friends about it and stuff. And I just never started back then. I kind of wish I would have back then, but life goes on, And what it was I was listening to a guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not. His name is Gary V.
Yep.
Yeah.
I watch his things and whatnot, and he said straight out to multiple speeches that he had that do TikTok, jump on TikTok. It is small right now. Even though it is building every single day, go to TikTok. The ads, if they start doing ads, which they have been, they're cheaper than when it comes with Facebook and when it comes with YouTube and whatnot. And the amount of people is just building on TikTok like hardcore. It's just growing like no other because it's a newer thing. And it started out with all these kids being on it and stuff. And then now we got more adults growing on it and stuff. When I was on there, there wasn't many people following me that were adults or anything like that. But then I'm seeing a lot more adults do it. So that's what made me go on to it, was what Gary Vee said. And then I started, and then I went on my way.
And how many followers do you have now? Sorry, Roy.
Right now, I don't know offhand because it changes every day, but I can look here on my phone. Right now, I have 5,389.
Wow.
How many I have right now?
And is that because of your continual posting? Because I know that you do post on your stories every day, and like I said, they're hilarious. But that helps with your growth on TikTok.
It might. I'm not really 100%. I don't know if many of the people on Facebook, if they actually go to TikTok or not. That I don't know for sure. I know that someone told me to put it on my stories, and I've never done my stories on Facebook before, never done. So I'm like, I have these videos on TikTok, why not put those on there? And then people started to laugh with it and stuff, and I'm like, hey, why don't I just continue doing this and make those videos go onto Facebook too, So that's what made me go with that. I think when it comes with the followers that I have, I think a big thing that has to do with it is me continuing doing videos. A lot of times people will do a couple videos and then they'll stop for weeks upon weeks upon weeks, and they won't do any more for a very, very long time. I have a couple people who are with different companies that I'm with who are on TikTok as well, and I follow them and they follow me, but some of them don't do many videos at all, so they don't have many followers and stuff. So you just got to continue with it. I know a guy that I listen to. He has a video on YouTube every single day, and I listen to that normally every single day. I get alerted when he has it and stuff. And he mentioned, this is a lot, but he mentioned to do like between 6 and 12 TikToks a day. I don't do 6 or 12 TikToks a day at this point in time. I think 3 is fine with me and whatnot. 3 every single day I think is fine for now, but who knows? I might go to 6 or 12. I'm just not going to do it yet. So with me doing 3 a day, it's been growing slowly and steadily for sure.
Consistency.
What's the limit? What's the time limit on a TikTok?
It's anywhere between, well, you can do one for like a couple seconds, 2 or 3 seconds, and then you can do one up to a minute. But I know that the guy who I listened to, he said to not do them shorter than 12 seconds and don't do them longer than I think he says like 18 to 20 seconds or something like that, because people's attention spans this day and age are not very long at all.
Right. Well, since you live here in the States too, are you concerned about they're talking about doing away with TikTok in the States? Is that something you're concerned about?
That's funny. I was just thinking about that if you were going to bring that up a couple minutes ago. I'm not concerned at all. I know right now that's a big trend when it comes with people putting TikToks on, is about it disappearing and whatnot. It's a big trending topic right now on TikTok. I'm not really concerned about it at all. I know I heard that they said that Microsoft might buy the American shares of TikTok or whatever it is. The CEO, I think, of TikTok used to be with Disney. So he is an American. He is from the United States, I heard. Did that change? I'm not 100%. So I know I don't really have any issues with it. And if it does, then it does, and you just have to adapt to change and whatnot. I have all my videos saved and I can move them to Instagram if I need to.
Now, interesting fact, because I knew that we were going to be interviewing you today, I actually heard on the radio yesterday, as I was actually working on this, that TikTok states that there were some areas that they were infiltrating, but they said that part of the US, they said that part was absolutely secure. So they're coming out with saying, you know what, that's, it's like anything, right? They're going to talk about people and then it makes a big deal out of it. But apparently the US, TikTok is safe. And I have TikTok and I don't worry about it.
Wow. Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about Straight Out of Cash Flow?
Yeah, it's just, it was a domain that I came up with because the term cash flow is a very powerful term for me, because like I said before, and I've said multiple times to other people, that I hear too many times that cash is king. I remember when I worked retail, I would return something for someone, I would give them the cash back, and they'd be like, and I'd ask them, hey, do you want it on cash or do you want it on your card? And they would say, I want it on cash because cash is king. Cash is not king. Cash is not king at all, because you can have $100 in your pocket. You can go to the store and buy like a table, and that $100 is gone instantly. You can have $1,000 in your pocket. You can go out there, do a down payment on a car. That $1,000 is gone instantly. What are you going to do then if you don't have any more money coming in? You need cash flow. You need consistent cash flow, whether it's weekly cash flow or monthly. You need the cash flow to keep coming in so that you can pay your bills, and then so you can do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Okay.
So how does that work? Sorry, Roy, but my curiosity is, okay, so we have Straight Out of Cash Flow. What are you working with, and how are you helping people to have cash flow versus cash is king?
Because I have been very good with money my entire life. I am the youngest of the family, and I'm pretty much the one that people ask me if they need any assistance with money. And even if they don't, if they have an issue, I ask them why, what's going on. I remember I used to borrow $20 to a friend's dad every other week right before he got paid. I did that for months upon months upon months. And then I finally told him, I'm like, where is this $20 going? He said, it's going to bills. I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's good. That's great to know. But what you need to do now is, this is the last $20 I'm going to borrow you. But what you need to do is you need to figure out what you do not need for $20 so that you don't need to keep borrowing money from me and whatnot. And then what do you know? He didn't have to borrow money from me after that and stuff. You know, that's like when like people just need to learn how to manage their money and whatnot. And I've been doing it ever since I used to get a $10 allowance when I was a kid.
So is that what you're doing for people, is actually mentoring them or teaching them how to take that $20 and turn it into something more?
If they ask, I can. I don't really have any courses or anything like that at this point in time. You know, if they ask, you know, I'll tell them and whatnot what my opinion personally is, because I can't tell someone to take your $20 and go out there and buy a share of blah blah blah. You know, it's your money. You do what you want to do with your money and whatnot. I'll have ideas and whatnot, but when it comes with your money, you can do what you want to do with your money. I just prefer not to go out there and splurge $300 on another pair of headphones or anything like that, you know?
Well, you know, I will say this, you know, back probably late 80s, early 90s, you know, of course my kids were getting up, they were growing up, and, you know, we had quite a bit of debt, and we got out of that debt. And I wrote an ebook on how we did it, you know, and I always tell people, man, get out of debt. Make that your number one goal. Get out of debt. Whatever you got to do away, just get out of debt. And you know, and I had a friend, he's had so many divorces. If he missed, he was an hourly worker. And if he missed 2 days of work, he didn't get a paycheck because all his money was going to child support. But anyway, he was always broke. You know, but he had to have the same kind of truck this guy had to live in this kind of house, and just keeping up with the Joneses. And I told him, he said, I still make enough money. I said, look, if you don't have all those credit card payments, if you don't have a mortgage, if you don't have all those car payments, you make a lot of money. You make a lot of money, but you don't get to keep it because it's going to everybody else, you know. So I know exactly what you're saying. I've been there.
So if people go to the straightoutofcashflow.com, what are they going to find there?
They're not going to find much at all. They're going to find a very, very white and blank landing page. And if you want to learn more when it comes with making money and stuff, you can put in your information if you want. I know that I've been through too many pages of other people that it's very, very long, very, very lengthy. And like I said, with TikTok, people's attention spans are not that long at all and stuff. People scroll very, very easily. So a lot of times with me, I like to say it just straight out, you know, like, hey, if you want to, you can. If you don't, you don't. Whatever floats your boat, you know. I don't need to make it all pretty and whatnot and have all these fantastic pictures and have a lengthy story about myself, you know. If they want to learn about me, I'll tell them and stuff. So it's a very
you're there to help them to actually, but your story behind the Straight Out Cash Flow is ultimately helping people to understand more about money. Is that right?
Yeah, and then they'll get emails and whatnot after that about a little bit about money here, a little bit about money there. You know, I'm not saying that if you go to that and put in your email and your information that 5 weeks later you're going to be a multi-millionaire or nothing like that. You know, but it's just information that you should know, and you should put that information down and do some of that information if you want to. You know, if you wanted to fly over your head like a bird, then it can fly over your head like a bird, whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat and stuff. But you got to learn to manage your own money.
And so just to make it clear for everybody, you know, you're not a financial advisor. You're not giving any quote financial advice. You're just saying, this is what I have. This is what I've done.
Yes.
You're welcome to if you want it, but you're not
I'm not a financial advisor at all. I did not go through any kind of economic schooling. I took a course about entrepreneurship at a technical college that I kind of disagree with from what I learned now about entrepreneurs versus back then and stuff. I also took a stocks class that he was not that educated, because back then I used to trade stocks and derivatives. and I was pretty highly educated when it comes with the terminology. And there was 3 times where I told him, hey, what does this mean? You know, because I knew, I wanted to see if he knew, because there was a stock with the letter Q at the end of it, and it was the ticker changed. And I said, what does that mean, the Q? Why is there a Q at the end of it now? It wasn't there before. And I told him, hey, I think that the stock went into bankruptcy. The company went into bankruptcy and filed for bankruptcy, and it did, because I learned that from a 2-day course that I took multiple times about stocks. And I told him, I think it has to do with bankruptcy. I think it has to do with bankruptcy. He said, no, that can't be true. That can't be true. It took him 20 minutes, and he finally said, oh, look, the company went into bankruptcy. I'm like, yes, I told you that 20 minutes ago, Mr. Teacher. You are my instructor, and I'm trying to learn from you. But you were telling me this information that it was interesting. It was a good time, you know. It was, but like I learned a little bit here and there from that stocks class, but not as much as I did with the other courses I took at all. So
That's fun. I have a daughter who, you know, questions herself all the time about her intelligence, and yet she's incredibly intelligent. There's something about, you learn things, and we call it street smart. And I believe that from what you're telling me, you've got a lot of that above to your education. What you've taken for courses, you also already know it instinctively,
yeah.
which I think is really important.
Yes, and a lot of people a lot of people don't think they're that smart or that intelligent or that pretty or good looking or whatever. And the way I look at it, no psychiatrist told me this, you are around yourself 24/7. So you look at your body 24/7. So you are a norm. You think you don't know everything and whatnot. You don't think you're pretty because you're thinking negativity and whatnot. And that's just negative things that go into your brain and stuff. Since you're around yourself 24/7, you look at the flaws that you have. Oh my gosh, I don't have longer nails. Oh my gosh, my left toe is a little bit half an inch longer than my big toe. You know, it's like you're around yourself 24/7. You know, so that's why you look at the negativities of yourself, but you got to look at the positivities of everything in life, yourself, your family, and what you have.
Since you're saying that, a mentor I have, you know, one of the first, when he was talking about being an entrepreneur and everything, he said the first thing you need to do is do a self-assessment. You know, what am I good at? List everything you're good at. You know, who do you know? What resources do you have, and all that. So, I mean, to me, that's kind of the same thing you're saying. You're looking, you know, and then when you do that, and if you're still not sure, get 5 people that know you real well. Ask them, what do you think my strengths are? What do you think my weaknesses are? What can I improve on? You know, what do you think I'm really good at? And, you know, when you do that, it's pretty surprising that what other people think are your strengths versus what you think they are.
Now, you mentioned, Aaron, about certain things about entrepreneurship. I think we just, in our pre-chat, that you, or even in here, that you feel that mentors will teach you, but they're not really right. Is that, I'm sorry, I'm not paraphrasing here, but if you can expand on that.
Yeah, I don't want to say they're not right. At this point in time in my life, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 mentors, if I'm not including you too, and whatnot. And those are the main ones. Those are like the main ones that I focus on and stuff. There's other little ones and whatnot that I listen to. But what I'm saying is that you can't, like, every single thing that the mentor is doing, you might be disagreeing with and stuff. You know, so you don't have to do every single thing that mentor is doing. Just take a little bit of here, you know, a little bit of there, you know, from this person, from that person and whatnot, and then build yourself, you know. Like if I did every single thing this one mentor would have told me to do, I would have lost a lot of money because I would have put more money into it than he would have, because I don't know how much money he's putting into it. And then now I know that he did not put much money into those companies that he started with. And then those companies just did not do very good, and he lost a little bit. But he has a lot more money than I do that he can lose, or also known as learn from, than I do, So I just take a little bit, and there are some things that he does and certain other mentors do, mainly him, I want to say, that I disagree with, and that's fine. I can disagree with about stuff, so like there was one thing I completely disagree with, that when he started TikTok, he bought a lot of his followers. He has over 15,000 followers, and he bought a lot of them. And when he started, he had more followers than he did likes. That can't be done in the real world. I looked at multiple TikTok accounts, and most TikTok accounts have like 5, 10 times as many likes than followers. When you are that close of likes and followers, you are buying followers. That is not good to do. TikTok does not like that. That is a red flag hardcore for TikTok. And if they find out, you will get your booty kicked out the door, But it's him. If he wants to do that, that's fine. I just choose not to do that. So
They
I
used
don't
to
want to
do
buy
that on
fake
Twitter
followers.
too.
Facebook
Yeah.
too.
Sorry.
Facebook
They used to do that on Twitter, and they disallowed buying them because there used to be people who bought their Twitters, and they would say, "Ooh, I've got 100,000." I mean, I've got quite a few followers, but it took me since 2011 to get my 6,500, and I like pretty well as many people who like me on there. So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. I don't need my 10,000. I want the followers who are going to follow me, right? Just like you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're gonna
social
peek at-
media can consume your life if you let it.
That's interesting. And you're absolutely right. You can have 3 or 4 mentors, and you take the best of the ones and the best of that. And you don't have to be 100% with all of them on what they're telling you. And I love that. Thank you. Not to say that they're not amazing, but it's like you're your own person. So you got to make yourself your own person.
So if someone came up to you and said, I want to be an entrepreneur, what advice would you give them?
What advice would I give them? The main thing I would tell them is, what do they like? What do they want to do in life? And why do they want to do it? You have to know your why of why you want to do it and whatnot, or else it's not going to get there and stuff. So you have to like what you do. If you like what you do, you're not going to work another day in your life. That's the way I look at it. People can look at it as work, but if you like what you're doing, it's not really work anymore and whatnot. It's more of a fun activity and stuff. Like you don't want, if you're alert, like this is my 100% opinion, if you're allergic to chocolate, you shouldn't be selling chocolate bars all around the world and whatnot. You should enjoy those chocolate bars and stuff. Not saying you should eat 5,000 a day, but I know that Warren Buffett, I see him all the time drinking a can of Coke and eating over at McDonald's and whatnot. Why? Because those are parts of his company that he owns a piles of shares for and stuff, He puts money back into those businesses and stuff. So if you like it, if you like what you do, you're not going to work another day in your life. So figure that out and focus on one thing. Don't have 5 different companies and then have all these little birds that you're all around, It's like, oh, squirrel. No, you don't need to be distracted by squirrels, Focus on one thing. When you're focused on that one thing, what I tell people, because I got told all the time to be diversified, join my company, be diversified. Come join my amazing company. You got to be diversified. I said, okay, yeah, I get the concept of having multiple baskets and not having all your eggs in one basket. I get that. I get the concept. But what I like to do is I like to put all my eggs in one basket and then focus on the basket. And then when that basket gets all good and gets passive income coming in, I'll put that basket aside where I don't need to watch it every single day, just a couple hours a week. And then I can focus on another basket. And then I put all my eggs in that basket and grow that basket and set that basket aside when it starts getting passive income and stuff. You don't want to have piles of companies that you're with
Well,
at all.
that's that shiny object syndrome. Well, I'm guilty of that. You know, just, oh, you think you're going along and this is great. All of a sudden they go, this is the new whatever. You know, then you go, well, I might need that. So you go over there and you got that, and you get started in that, and all of a sudden, oh, now we're having this. And, you know, I'm just guilty of that. You know, I'm totally with you. One thing, focus, tunnel vision.
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, so is there anything else you want to share, Aaron, as we're just topping up to the final 3 minutes?
Just do, like I said before, just do what you want to do, you know. But be careful about it. If you love 8-tracks, don't go out there and start up a business to sell 8-tracks. It's not going to get anywhere. You know, you need to do something that's actually going to grow right now with how life is going and stuff. And right now, because a lot of businesses adapted to the change that's happening, people should be doing stuff online. If you haven't done a Zoom yet, do a Zoom. Find some groups, get in with them and stuff. You know, because this is how people are talking right now, is with the computer. They're not going to the 5-star hotel and whatnot and have all these caviar that you can munch on, all these foods that you can munch on and stuff at this 5-star hotel anymore. No, because we need to stay distance away from each other. So people are on the computer right now, either on their phone or on the computer, doing Zooms and meetings like this. And just, you need to adapt to change. If you want your life to change, you have to change things in your life. So
That's beautiful. I love that. Really appreciate your time. Seriously, it's been great meeting you. This is our first actual meeting, sort of face to face, as we call it in COVID world, I guess. And it's just lovely. Like I said, I'm your fan on TikTok. And why don't you give people, if they want to see you, because you are really funny and you put a smile on my face. And for people who are maybe not on Facebook, or they are, what is your TikTok?
I'm pretty sure it's my first name. Let me look. Yeah. I don't remember what I did with it. Yes, it is at AARONKONOW. That is my first.
Seriously.
Yeah.
People watch it. He's funny. I don't know where you get all your jokes, but you are so funny, and it's lovely because it's only like, 14 seconds or if that, and just you put a smile on my face every day. Thank you. I appreciate that, because again, these days that's what you need. You need a smile.
Yeah.
I know that you don't smile much here, but there we go.
Yeah, there's a little smile for you and whatnot. Normally with the TikTok, I normally watch it like about a half hour a day and pick things that are trending and whatnot, and then I'll record them over the weekend. I'll do like normally 21 recordings over the weekend so I can use them throughout the whole week and stuff. Except for 2 weeks ago, I had to do a couple during the week because there was a thing that was trending hardcore with Taylor Swift, and that was during the week. It's a song that she has, and I swear, when I was going on my For You page, every 3 videos was the song. Every 3 videos was another one of those songs, another one of those songs. Same exact song. So I'm like, I got to do this, So then I thought of something that I could do and whatnot, and I did like 4 different TikToks for it and stuff, and just did one every single day for like 4 days, And that's one thing I do with my TikTok is I look at what other people are doing and adapt it to my own little way if I want to, and stuff, or change it if I need to and whatnot. So, but yeah. And then make sure people are paying attention, because I did one last week about finding $20 on the ground, and I held up $100, and I did that on purpose to see how people reacted and stuff. And someone said, "That's $100." I'm like, well, duh, no crap, that got your attention, That's something that people on TikTok do. They make mistakes on purpose to get your attention, to have you comment on their page, on the page, It's a little strategy that you can do to get people's attention and just keep it watching and stuff. So, but yeah.
Interesting. So now,
Yeah.
Roy, you're gonna have to watch Aaron's TikToks, and he does have them on Facebook on his stories, and just love them. And thank you so much for being here again, Aaron, and thank you for everything that you've shared today.
Yeah.
No
Thank
problem.
you. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Same to you, Roy.
Okay,
Okay.
take care.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Bye.